So a TikToker went viral for sharing what she won't do for her husband anymore. Take a look.
Things I don't do for my husband because I'm his wife, not his mom. Number one, I don't do his laundry. I used to do his laundry. We've been married for 6 years. I used to do his laundry. And in like the first year of marriage, he would get frustrated if I like didn't get to the laundry that week. I've got enough clothes, but he didn't. He'd get frustrated. And I was like, no, I'm not sure, Mom. Do your own laundry.
So she says the list saved her marriage. What do you think about making a list like this in your relationship? Courtney, what do you think?
Well, I'm just gonna say I think this girl is better than me because she just made a list. These would be my vows. These would be my wedding vows. I'd be like, and another thing I won't do. I support it. Listen, I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. A list maybe takes it's a conversation you should have about like which responsibilities are gonna be shared.
Yeah.
I think maybe a list is a little extreme, but also, you know, she posted it on TikTok, so what can you expect?
I think she was asking for a little feedback.
Yeah.
I think the timing is interesting because even though I think you're right, maybe some people are like, ooh, a list, that feels very unsexy. That doesn't feel like a communication. That feels like dictating something in a household. But I think that more couples need to understand they should do this before they get married.
Yes.
Like, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I've said it on the show before that before you get married in the Catholic Church in Canada, you have to do a marriage preparation course. And, fans. Marriage preparation course. And I know it doesn't feel progressive for me to say that because there's a lot of issues with the Catholic Church. This was the best thing I ever did with my husband. So we did 4 weekends in a row, and it's put on by the Archdiocese of Toronto. And you do this work that maybe you've never discussed with your potential husband or wife ever before. And so for us, it literally was create a budget together. Will you have separate bank accounts? Will you have a joint account? If you have children, how many do you want? How many times is it normal to see your parents? How many times do you think it's normal to see my parents? Like, you actually lay it out. You actually will do things like who's doing the laundry. And I thought to myself, how progressive for the church?
I mean, sure. I love that, but you can also not do that, and you can still do the same thing. Like, I didn't do that. I wasn't the Catholic married, went through the Catholic system, but I did spend a lot of time dating Jason, and we both also came to this relationship as individuals who were self-sufficient. So it was very clear.
Did you live with each other for a long time before you?
First of all, we both lived alone. Like, we lived alone, and so we became self-sufficient. Had to do our own laundry. Had to also sometimes had roommates. Like, I had a bunch of different living scenarios before him. Then we lived together for a little while with his father, and so the three of us in a house had to negotiate certain things. But I will stand by. I hear women complain constantly about the emotional labor of stuff that they have to do, and I think that is real. But I also think there's something you could do, which is just stop doing any of that stuff that is giving you emotion. It's a radical thing, but I think you need to be given permission to just not do some of those things.
As a single woman who's not married, this is so interesting because the messaging right now is so confusing. First of all, if you're married and you chose this person and you're in love, it is also very weird to hear a woman go, and I ain't doing that, and I'm not doing this, and I'm definitely not doing that. It's like, so why did you get married?
Because they want to live at their own, like they don't get married to be someone's mother, like he says.
What I'm saying is, like, when you're under the same roof, so you should be doing things with each other. I don't know, there's something about the attitude of like, this is what I do.
Well, I think she's fighting against gender roles.
It's not a never.
Gender
Here's the problem.
expectation.
On TikTok, there are a lot of videos just like that one where there are women saying, I don't do this and I'm not doing this. And at the same time, what else is trending? Trad wives, where you have very young women who are milking cows and making granola before 7 a.m. and breastfeeding the baby and making their, their stuff from scratch. And it's such a weird thing where we're getting two different messages right now. But this story actually reminded me of a conversation I had with my girlfriend Jackie's very stern Greek mother, who's like, never, ever, I'm not gonna do the accent, let another woman come into your house and show your husband that she is better at cooking, cleaning, taking care, and just having a better family. Never let that happen. So she would be against this. You don't say all the things you're not gonna do.
Oh, girl, come in and do it, and if he likes you better, have him.
But you know what? It's interesting. It's interesting, though. I will say I do understand that. It's funny, though, that the girl on TikTok said, I'm not going to be his mom. I'm not like, making a list is like the most mom thing you can do.
Good point.
It's a very motherly thing, making a list. Don't do this.
And giving him a lecture about it at the same time. So true.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.